Guys, two banks of five here. I'm really sorry for the lack of content this week. And even worse, the lack of Instagram content, I guess. Instagram actually banned me for a day. I'm not sure if I'm commenting and liking too much. I'm not sure if I'm posting too much. I don't know. Look, for me, Instagram is just a way to get followers and to hopefully bring you guys over here. I honestly would not be worried if my Instagram was shut down for good, just because I'm not that interested in it. That sounds really terrible, but I'm not. I want you guys to come here so we can actually talk football. I like to put some posts out on Instagram to get you guys thinking and hopefully to get you guys over here commenting, etc. But my main focus is I want you guys to come over here and be involved in the comment section there. And that sort of thing. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, Boxing Day football, nothing better. It's going to be a glorious day. I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, so I'll be able to watch all the games. I probably actually will just go to sleep early Boxing Day, wake up at 12, start the games off. I'm so keen for some of these games. I'm going to pick. I've just been so bad on the picks lately, but I have a good feeling about this one. I feel like I'm going to get some Spurs Brighton. Obviously, the last time Spurs played Brighton, Hugo Lloris got that terrible injury, I believe, and they lost 3-0, and that was sort of the point where people were going, I think Pochettino's done. Fortunately, now Spurs have Mourinho, and I'm going to have to go Spurs. I went Spurs last week against Chelsea, and they didn't perform, but Mourinho's got a tune out of them in these sort of games. Bournemouth Arsenal, Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth have better record away from home than at home, and Arsenal, Mikel Arteta's first game. I'm not expecting wonders, but I'm expecting a new manager bounce, and I'm hoping for my FPL, Aubameyang has a blinder. But yeah, I'm going to go Arsenal and Spurs both to win. So North London will be both red and white this weekend. Sheffield United versus Watford. Watford just had a very good win over Manchester United. However, I'm not picking against Sheffield at the moment. They're probably the biggest surprise of the season by far. And Watford aren't a good side, and I think against United they were happy to sit in. They're going to sit in at Bramwell Lane, but I think actually Sheffield are a better team at dealing with having the ball than Manchester United. They're happy to have the ball a bit, and I do think they'll get the win. I'm going to go Sheffield. Chelsea, Southampton. Danny Ings is on fire at the moment. Southampton are out of the relegation zone. They have a 3-point clearance, and it could stay that way this weekend. Playing a Chelsea side, a very young Chelsea side, as we know, who also got a very, very good win against Spurs this week. What do I expect in this game? Look, the thing about my picks is you might look back at them and think they're terrible, but I think the logic behind them is sound. And being sound with my logic here, I've got to go Chelsea. I think they're just going to have too much for a Southampton side, who do have a poor squad, and I hope they stay up, because I do like Southampton. They obviously have 3 points over Villa, and then another 3 over Norwich. But I still think Chelsea will get the win this weekend. Villa-Norwich, this is a massive one. Both teams need the win. Norwich played some great football last week. They didn't play. Who did Norwich play last week? Wolves. They actually played some good stuff in the first half. And before that, they played Leicester, which I watched that game. And they play some good stuff. I just think they just don't have the defence. Villa, on the other hand, are in very, very, very poor form at the moment. They've slid down the table. They were looking pretty good at one point at the start of the season. This is a real tough one, but I think it's going to be... a part of me says I think it will be a draw, just because both teams will not want to lose this one and be in a situation where they're Norwich and they're well out of the Premier League pretty much. They're pretty much cemented in that relegation zone. And I don't think Villa want to be sucked deeper into it. I'm going to go on my guns right there. I'm going to go a draw. I think it's going to be a score draw as well. I think the score draw definitely suits Southampton. Palace, West Ham. Obviously, West Ham did not play because obviously Liverpool at the World Club Cup. They're going to have fresher players. Palace are at home. Palace just lost to Newcastle. It's a tough one, but I just think I'm going to go... I'm just going to go West Ham based on the fact they haven't played a midweek game. They're probably going to lose, saying that. Pellegrini has had a shocker of a time. But I'm going to go West Ham just because, you know, they have pretty much a game in hand. So, yeah, I think West Ham will get the win. Everton, Burnley at Goodison Park. Carlo Ancelotti's first game. I still can't wrap my head around that. Duncan Ferguson will be in the coaching staff. This is a really tough one. It'll be the first time we see any resemblance of Carlo Ancelotti football at Everton. Are Burnley the worst team to play at the moment for them in terms of Burnley are probably going to sit back? I think that's a myth about Burnley, really, that they're a really shithouse team because they've conceded a few goals this season. I just think you can't bet against the new manager bounce. I've got to go Everton. United, Newcastle. This is a tough one. It's at Old Trafford. The fans are going to want attacking football from Manchester United. And Newcastle with St. Maxim and Almiron, who's just fresh off his first goal for Newcastle, will be happy to run counter United on the break. Newcastle are going to sit in deep. And all logic says United should lose this game. It's really tough. This one's really tough. I could give a reason for any way I want to pick. I'm just going to go with the quality I think United possess. I don't know. Newcastle are in good form. There's going to be a Boxing Day howler. But I think it might be a draw. That's so tough. I could have gone anywhere with that. Part of me is thinking United have the quality, they're going to win. Part of me is thinking United can't deal with teams they have to break down. Newcastle get the win. I'm just going to go a draw. Next up, Manchester City, Wolves. Obviously, Wolves, we all remember that game. Traore getting 2 counter-attacks in the late stages and getting 2 important goals. This time, Wolves are at home. Manchester City are in good form at the moment, and I'm actually starting to get a bit worried about them putting on a run. I think for Liverpool's sake, they need to get to January when the Champions League starts to come back, and they need to keep this gap. Because if they can keep a similar gap and it gets to January, Manchester City might go, you know what, we've done the Premier League twice in a row. It's time to win the Champions League. Would I bet against City? No. I'm not going to bet against City again. I bet against them against Leicester. And I've just got to stick to my guns. And Manchester City will win this game. And I think they might win it quite comfortably in the end. Last but not least, Liverpool, Leicester City. Liverpool are away at the King Power. Of course, both teams played on the same day, but Liverpool may have more exertions with the travel to Doha and back. There's a lot of cloud of injury of Liverpool at the moment. Matip, Lovren out. Oxlade-Chamberlain definitely out for the end of the year. Same with Lovren and Matip, who they're expecting back mid to early January. And then Fabinho is mid to late January, apparently. Originally, it was early January, so we don't know. And Wijnaldum is a worry as well. So, not exactly a lot of choices here for Liverpool. I just think they have that mentality. I've picked them every week. They've been the stalemate for me. and I would just never pick against them, I think. Do I think they're going to drop points sometime this season? Yes, I do. It very well could be this weekend. But in my mind, Leicester have really struggled with these big games. They've very, very struggled with these big games. Leicester are a great side. I just think the one thing Liverpool have over a lot of Premier League teams is they have pacey centre-backs, which might go against Vardy, and I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. But yeah, I'm going to stick with Liverpool. So I've got Liverpool, Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspurs, Arsenal, Sheffield United, Chelsea, West Ham, Everton to win, United, Newcastle to draw, Villa and Norwich to draw. When you're playing 2 games a week, I feel like any results can happen. I just think that these teams are more likely to get the win. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. Leave some comments on my Instagram, 2_banks_of_5. I'm now free to use Instagram again. But anyway, guys, I'll see if any new news comes out, but it's pretty unlikely, and you might have to wait to hear from me till Boxing Day, pretty much, as we get underway with the 18th, 19th round of the Premier League. It depends who you are. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it at that. I'll see you later. Ciao.